So far in Season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, there have been 6 absolutely awesome episodes. In the second episode, The Lost Commanders, Clone Wars fans throughout the world were reunited with the clone fan favourites of Rex, Gregor and Wolffe. In the following episode, Relics of the Old Republic, the clones and the rebels team up to take down Callus's AT-ATs on Seelos. In the final minutes, we see Rex being reunited with Ahsoka aboard the Rebel command ship, but we were all shouting the same question at our TV. Where are Gregor and Wolffe? Well, after weeks of confusion and theory crafting, the answer has finally emerged. In this week's installment of Rebels Recon on StarWars.com, Pablo Hidalgo confirmed that both Gregor and Wolffe stayed behind on Seelos as Rex came out of retirement and went to fight for the rebellion. So, here are my thoughts on this. Geek mode enabled. Firstly, Wolffe is the darker one of the clones, and I kinda get the feeling that he wasn't entirely convinced that helping the rebels is what he should be doing. Hence why he called the Empire in the first place. But having said that, by the end of Relics of the Old Republic, he looks like he would fight for the rebellion if they needed him. And then there is Captain Gregor. Although Gregor's heart is in the right place, I'm not entirely sure that his head is. After heroically sacrificing himself on Abathar, it's become apparent that his mind paid the price, to a certain extent. Having some unstable madman running around trying to fish in the middle of space probably isn't the best idea. Not only is Rex clearly more stable and committed to the rebellion, he is also a much larger character in the Star Wars universe. Wolffe appeared loads of time in the Clone Wars, but wasn't really a main character. Gregor, well, he was only in one episode, whereas Rex was in like all of them. As many of you know, Gregor is actually my favourite character in the Star Wars canon. So after Relics of the Old Republic, I got a lot of questions asking me if Gregor's wackiness and craziness really annoyed me. And it's quite simple. No. It makes it better. I love the fact that Gregor isn't a perfect clone anymore. What it does is highlight the consequence of his sacrifice on Abathar. Now, just because Gregor and Wolffe have stayed behind, doesn't mean they won't appear again in Star Wars Rebels. If the Rebels ever really desperately needed help, they know they can rely on them to lend a hand or two. But who knows, if Rex was to get captured or something along those lines, we might get to see Wolffe and Gregor back in action. Don't get me wrong, I would love nothing more than Gregor to put on a charred, Echo-like commando helmet and kick some ass once again, but I can understand Filoni's decision to leave him behind. There is absolutely no way that Gregor could supposedly die in a cooler way than he did on Abathar, so I don't really mind if he retires gracefully with Wolffe. I mean, they do now have an AT-AT to fish, and if anyone who says that isn't cool, they're lying. Also, many people believe that the inclusion of Wolffe and Gregor in Star Wars Rebels would be overkill, due to the amount of Clone Wars characters which have already come back in Star Wars Rebels. But as always, let me know down below whether or not you think that Gregor and Wolffe will return, or if you just really want them to. So, have an awesome day, and may the Force be with you. Always.